Now 0 to 60 should come in a good 6 seconds, but 3, 2, 1, go. Oh god. Alright guys, welcome back. Today we got our hands on a 2025 Chevrolet Silverado, and I'm gonna start off with a little complaint specifically to Chevy. Chevy, come on, please stop edging us. Put a ZR1 or a Z06 engine in one of these bad boys and just let it rip. Give us a competitor, like a proper competitor to the TRX, to the Raptor for once. But anyway, back to this one. This one's gonna be the entry-level V8, 5.3 liter V8, 355 horsepower and around 400 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission, 4x4, and this is basically, again, the entry-level V8. Nothing fancy, but basically one of the best bang for your buck trucks you can get out there. And you know what? I kinda like it, especially the LED lights that I get over here. My gas is low, so I can't do a proper remote start, but I'm gonna try it either way. Yeah, my gas is low, so I can't do a proper remote start. But look at the size of this thing, the aura this thing has. I would say this is the best looking one between the three. As you can see, we're at a train station. It's not abandoned, as you can hear all the noise happening around me. This one is arguably the best looking one compared to Ford and Chevy. Ford and Dodge, I meant. This one is the best looking one by far. Performance wise, probably not the most fanciest thing out there, but just simple looks wise, because the GMC is also based upon this as well. This one is definitely one of the better looking ones. Yeah, see, there's another train right there. But anyway, well, again, I tried my exhaust, so we're not gonna try that again. But as you can see, it's actually not bad whatsoever. And we have a decent amount of bed space too, so there is that. Hopping inside, cloth seats all around, some pretty decent insulation, especially when it's not actually, well, the door is not closed, so we have some decent insulation. Wood trim and aluminum going hand in hand, and soft textured plastic. This is like workhorse / luxury, because they still gave it some wood trim here and there. Key is missing, I know. Foot on the brake. And for those wondering, yes, the exhaust sounds nice for the 5.3. We have a soft limiter, which sucks quite a bit, but it's not bad, you know? I know my gas is low. Stop scaring me with this orange lights everywhere. And if you're wondering, our current gas mileage is 17.6 liters for 100 kilometers. This thing went far, to be honest. We went off-roading. Well, not really off-roading. We went to the middle of nowhere to plant some trees with some friends. So yeah, that should have been a fun little thing for me to do. But as we get started, you can see our gigantic screen. You might say the companies are getting lazy with these gigantic screens, but you know what? This one responds really quick and it's pretty customizable. We do have a subscription we can pay if we want, like Google Maps, for example, which can easily be averted by just connecting your phone and using Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But we're gonna put it in sport mode. 0 to 60 tests. Oh, well, this person goes. My bad. We'll let him go far away, but 0 to 60, we're gonna put into auto so that we don't spin at all. Now 0 to 60 should come in a good 6 seconds, but 3, 2, 1, go. Oh god. And 100, yeah, damn. God damn, that was kind of quick. You guys probably saw me try and stretch to hit the signal button last second. I had to stress my index finger so damn hard. Like, god damn, that exhaust sounds so good. But the thing is, I can tell it's neutered. They have restricted the engine in this thing. And it's not like the bigger one, which is like the 6 liter. This one's a 5 liter, right? So I know it has a good, decent rumble to it. It's a throaty V8. It's just that the exhaust is not letting it sing as loud as I would like it to sing. And because of that, it's meh. From the outside, it probably sounds meh. But from the inside, the theatrics and everything about it is just mwah, beautiful, beautiful. And if you're wondering how much this truck can tow, we can tow a little bit more than an F-150. We can tow up to 13,000 pounds. A little bit more than our competitors, just a little bit, but enough to make a difference. Be like, hey, you know what? Chevy takes the cake on this one. And we're not gonna bother comparing gas mileage because both trucks suck at gas mileage. All trucks legitimately just suck at gas mileage. And the train is actually finishing off, so I don't have to do a 3-point turn over here. Nice. But essentially, that's my little verdict of this truck. Chevy should stop basically teasing us and give us a proper competitor for the TRX. I would pay good money to see them do that, and I know they have the capabilities to do that. I know they have the facilities to facilitate that kind of projects. Maybe they don't want to do it because everything's getting electrified, simplified. Ford is making V6 Raptors. Ford is making electric versions of the damn Lightning, so maybe now will not be the best time. But I would have really loved to see Chevy go crazy, balls to the wall like that, because Dodge has done something similar with the SRT10. I'm pretty sure the V10 pickup truck. Stupid. Doesn't make any logical sense or any practical sense, but it's just the thrill of, you know what, we have a big engine laying around, throw it in one of our trucks and let her rip. You know, that's what I would love Chevy to pull up that kind of attitude for. But they're not pulling that attitude for their trucks, they're pulling that attitude for their Corvettes, the ZR1s, the Z06s. All of these Corvettes coming out are basically track cars, and that's like the philosophy of Chevy. They're gonna keep these cars simple and affordable for the masses, and then the Corvettes are gonna be Ferraris. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but you know what, I understand what they're doing and I respect it. But back to the review of this 2025 Chevrolet truck. You're gonna see that since we're stuck in traffic, I can't really exactly give you guys an insulation noise check, but it's pretty decent. And let me get out of sport mode so you guys don't keep hearing my exhaust every 3 seconds. And yes, all our controls, our more important ones, are down here. But let's say we're cruising now, we're going 30-ish kilometers an hour. I'm bored, I don't want to pay attention on the road. I'm gonna get my cruise control ready. We do have a warning system over here as well. So if we can set it, we can set our cruise control to 44. And let's see if the car slows down by itself, because that would be great to see. Because I feel like that's probably just a collision warning detection. This is not adaptive cruise control. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic, and honestly, other than that, this truck doesn't handle like a truck, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel as heavy. It's a little bit more refined. Like if I gave you guys an F-150, you would feel that you're in a big boy truck. You would feel like you're in a behemoth. This thing, it doesn't try to scare you away as quickly. It's a little bit more easier. Is this still a big car? Of course it is. This thing is gigantic. But it's not, it doesn't feel as intimidating when you're first driving it compared to, let's say, the F-150 or the Ram 1500s. And I'm pretty sure these engines are pretty bulletproof. We're not talking Toyota level bulletproof, but these things are pretty bulletproof, to say the least. These things will last you a very, very long time. And also be cheap on your pocket too. And we don't have any news of Chevrolet discontinuing the V8s for these trucks, at least. So you shouldn't have to worry about upgrading it, because you can always upgrade to the next year. It's crazy to say that we're in 2025. Soon it's gonna be 2026 and I'm gonna be reviewing a 2026 model of this car. Crazy to me how time is flying, and this car just simply keep getting better and better. The springs and the suspension is okay. It's a truck. It's not exactly, I wouldn't want to say it's not built for the road, but it's competent on the road, and it's competent on every other surface as well. We had a snowstorm yesterday. It was pretty competent before the roads were plowed and there was fresh snow. This thing just kept on trucking like nothing was wrong. And we have all seasons, not even proper winter tires, we have all seasons. So we were just cruising along. Essentially, that's the kind of vibe this truck gives. It's simple, it's easy, it's reliable, and for less than 50K to get into this model specifically, because we didn't really option it out. We don't have the greatest sound qualities like speakers in here. We don't have anything. Well, we don't even have ventilated seats. We just have our simple heated seats and a heated steering wheel. But half the time, that's all a brother needs. That's all a Canadian needs half the time. And you know what? This one does a solid job at it. Does a very, very solid job at it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching me rant about this car and give me my perspective of Chevrolet for a bit while I review this thing. More videos are to come, of course, naturally. But anyway, guys, take care. Peace.